Waterloo Records. This is a great way to bring in the weekend. My name is Jody Denberg from KUTX, and I have the privilege of bringing these guys on. I just wanted to say a few words off the top of my head. No. I was thinking about, before Nakia was on the first season of The Voice, he had the Blues Grifters, and this band formed in about 2010, and his new album, obviously, that you're here to celebrate is called Blues Grifters, so we're talking about a full circle situation. He put that band and album on hold after The Voice because he did a record of his own where he wrote his own songs and toured. But when we did the All ATX compilation, I think in about 2016, Nakia did this great cover of Whipping Post that took this Warhorse song and brought it to a whole nother place. And Nakia knew that it was time to reconvene the Blues Grifters and finish this album that he and Mac McNabb had started about a decade ago. And Otis Rush and Howlin' Wolf and Elmore James and so many others, they get their due on this album. And the late Clifford Antone gets his due on this album because a portion of the album proceeds benefit the Clifford Antone Foundation, which helps preserve blues music, culture, and community. And that's how Nakia and the Grifters roll. I mean, you guys are called Grifters, but you're anything but. Robin Hood Grifters. Also want to mention that they're playing tomorrow night at the Saxon Pub, so you'll get a little taster today, and then the full-blown show will be tomorrow. And yeah, that's how Nakia and the Grifters roll as a member of our community. Nakia is always giving back as a member of the community, and as my treasured friend, I know that's how he rolls. He gives back. And it's time for us to give back to him, and it's time to roll. So please welcome Nakia and the Blues Grifters. Come on down front. Come on. I'm gonna give you time. There you go. All up in here. Come on. Come on. Your love's like a ball of fire. I don't wanna get burned, but I will let you run my life. Get my lesson learned. I don't mind giving up my love if I get love in return. I don't want you to keep on running, leave me hanging on. You got to meet me halfway. Told you time after time. Give me some of yours. Oh man. Now give me some of mine. Let me hear you, Waterloo. Come on. That's not loud enough. Come on. Used to be a fool, but that's all in the past. Took my love and you went away and left me holding the bag. I don't mind if you use me, but you gotta keep coming back. I don't want you to keep on running, head up on the track. You got to meet me halfway. Told you time after time. Give me some of yours. Oh man. And I give you some of mine. Yeah, give you some of mine. Oh, I want you to give me some.
but you never gave me nothing. I'm not shy, sick and weak, although my love's true. How in the world can I keep on giving? You gotta give me something. You got to leave me halfway. Told you time after time. Give me some of love. Oh, baby. I give you some of love. Yeah, give you some of mine. Let's do it one more time. You got to leave me halfway. Told you time after time. Give me some of love. Oh, baby. I give you some of love. Is that all y'all got? Come on, is that all y'all got? Oh. Well, when you tell me that you love me, why? You wanna tell me wrong? And when you tell me that you love me, baby, then you stay out all night long. Oh, no. And when you tell me that you love me, baby, why? You wanna tell me wrong? Sometimes I want her to match my soul in the club. When do me wrong, baby, don't act like I don't know. But when you tell me that you love me, baby, and then you stay out all night long. Oh, stay out all night. And when you get on down to the real nitty-gritty, woman, you just might as well forget. Cause when you get on down to the real nitty-gritty, woman, you just might as well forget it. Back in day. Early in the morning, put your hot pants on. Somewhere I don't know, the men won't leave you alone. When your mini skirt way up above your knee, shoot those big fine legs to every man that you're there with. But when you get on down to the real nitty-gritty, woman, you just might as well forget. Woman, don't lie. Woman, don't lie. Woman, don't lie. Hey, I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. I'm Well, when you get on down to the real nitty-gritty, woman, you just might as well. Oh. Oh. Thank you so much. We are Nakia and the Blues Grifters from right here in Austin, Texas, and we just want to thank you so much for coming out today, for not only supporting Austin music, but for supporting the blues. You know, the world needs the blues now more than ever. It's a lot of messed up stuff going on in the world. A lot of people out there hurting, and it's hard sometimes to know what you can and can't do and how much you can and can't do for other people, you know, but the best thing that we can all do is love one another and care for our fellow man and woman and friend, no matter what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And sometimes, you know, you don't know what's going on in somebody else's life. Right here in this room, there's probably somebody, you know, this is all they could do to get out the door to come down here today and be a part of this. Todd says that's him. He'd much rather be home watching reruns of Better Call Saul. So, but seriously, you never know what's going on in somebody's life. Somebody else might be down on their luck, and that's what this next song's all about. so much. We really appreciate it. If you're just getting here and you're in line to get some beer, there you go. I feel like there's like 5 of you who have on the same hat. And I keep looking around the room and I'm like, look, those guys over there almost have the same hat. Yeah. So I can't tell if I've seen you already. But thank you for being here. I know that free beer is a big incentive, but I really hope to take a copy of the record home. We do have it on vinyl. It's 180 gram vinyl. So there's that, and then the CD is here as well. So that'd be really rad if you picked up a copy, because otherwise I'm in trouble. Otherwise I'm really gonna have the blues. It's not gonna be a good thing. Although you may want to torture me and just make me have another like super sad record. That's a good way to do it, I guess. All right, let's do this next one. This is the old Jimmy Reed tune. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just in case, what's my name? Nakia. Okay, good. We're good. Sometimes, I forget. So it's also nice to hear my name pronounced correctly. So I just want to take a few moments to introduce this amazing band. the Blues Grifters. On my left, right here, Mr. Jan Fleming on the keyboard today. He's also featured on the record as one of the Grifters on the record. Over here, one of the original Grifters, Mr. Chris Johnson on the bass. Also on that record as well. And right here to my right is Mr. Vinny Lamone on the saxophone. Vinny doubles as a Lyft driver. He'll also play the saxophone while driving you. So, yeah. Sexy sax. Right over here behind me, Mr. Rene Lopez on the drums. The youngest Grifter. And couldn't do any of this without our good friend and longtime collaborator. He produced the record. He's the guitar player in the band. Yo, please give it up for Mac McNabb on that guitar. You know, all this week we've been doing radio stuff, and last week we had the My KTX where we got to talk about you know, some of the songs that inspired us to record these records. And you know, the truth is I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it weren't for record stores like Waterloo Records, where we can come down and find, you know, rare, unusual stuff to listen to that people have thrown out or, you know, forgot they cared about or whatever. And you know, we'll just kind of dig through the crates and find these crazy little tunes, and some of them made it on the record, and it's always a joy for me to go through vinyl. And I just love that since I've lived in Austin, that the vinyl section of Waterloo has basically tripled. I just think that's so cool. And if you don't have a record player, like a lot of people lately, since the record's been getting closer to coming out, they say like, oh, I was gonna get the vinyl, but my turntable's broken, or I don't have a turntable. And I'm like, dude, there's turntables like stacked up. Right here, they're piled high. They're like not that expensive, and they're actually really good turntables. So pick up a turntable and get with the 21st century, man. God. We're gonna play you the single off the record, and this is the first song on the record. And then we're gonna go to San Antonio and play a record release party. But we'll be back tomorrow night at Saxon Pub at 8 o'clock. So we hope you'll join us there as well. This one is going out to my dear friend Miss Raji right here. It's always a treat. Yes, you, darling. It's always a treat when I get to look out and see your beautiful face in the audience. So thank you for being here today. Oh, man. Are y'all digging it? That's nice. Thank you so much. Yeah. Whew. You know, they should do like there should be like a little course. If you complete it, you get some kind of prize or something. If you run around like that. What do you think? Did you get enough? Okay. Put your hands up. I know let me be more specific. Clap your hands. There you go. Somebody put his hands up like it was the police. So not that kind of party. Yet. Good Lord, I feel like I'm tired. I've been run down, and I've been lied to. Sometimes I feel